flat screen and VR, consider the Arkham series to be the greatest adaptation of your adventures to date.
How the flying fuck did you get out of your cell, Riddler?
Oh, please, Betsy, let's not concern ourselves with these trivialities.
What do you want?
I want to set the record straight, Batman. You and I both know the greatest adaptation of your adventures to date is Batman the Animated Series, not the Arkham games.
What are you getting at?
They're two different mediums. But what if the gamers were able to see that Batman the Animated Series was in fact adapted into a game?
Huh?
Yeah. Way back in 2001, there was an adaptation of Batman the Animated Series in video game form. Batman, with today's technology, we can get that in VR. You can drive the Batmobile. You can fly the Batman. You can fight, you can grapple in first and third person, all with 6-star freedom of movement, full 3D, and glorious VR. Riddle me this, Batman. Is this a game you would like to play?
You bet your sweet green ass it is, Riddler.
Okay. So let's play it, and then I'll go back to my cell, promise.
Okay, one game, then you go back. What's up, player? Here. Ed, the living dead talking head. Coming at you live with VRified Games and Daigo. How you doing, Daigo?
Welcome to Gotham, Ed.
Say what now?
Look around! We're in Gotham City.
So we are. How the hell we got here?
Ed, we've done it. We've got Batman the Animated Series, and we have it in VR.
How in the hell did you get an animated series in VR?
Well, okay. It's a video game adaptation of the animated series called Batman Vengeance, which was released in 2001 for all the major systems of that time, so PS2, GameCube, you name it. But anyway, as it's on GameCube, that means we can get it in Dolphin VR, which means we can get it in VR.
Say what?
Yeah. So, I mean, the art style, it's obviously straight from the animated series. As far as I know, Ubisoft worked very closely with the crew of the animated series to produce this. You have most, if not all, of the voice actors coming back. So yes, that is Kevin Conroy, that is Mark Hamill voicing Batman and the Joker way before the Arkham games, reprising the roles from the animated series. You've got that kind of 30s noir, Art Deco kind of look to everything. Like it's like you've stepped into the animated series.
Good evening, Master Bruce. I hope you're managing to scrape by despite my absence. I took the liberty of recording one of our training sessions. Trust you will find it useful. We'll begin with a bit of bat grapple training. If you'll be so kind as to activate the grapple.
Like, no joke, you've stepped into the animated series.
Well, that's cool. How does it play? Is it like Arkham?
That's okay. So obviously the Arkham games came out a good 10-15 years later, so they're obviously much more polished and much better games. Of course they are. But you can't put a price tag on being in the animated series, can you, Ed?
If we can charge for this, then I'm putting a price tag on it.
God damn it, Ed. Okay, so.
Very good, sir. Once the grapple is aimed at a suitable target, the crosshairs turn red and you may fire at your leisure. Of course, you're still free to move about while the grapple is activated. When the cord has entirely retracted, the grapple will automatically release. I'd strongly suggest retrieving your equipment from the higher platforms before we continue with training.
You have an amazing third-person game. You have an amazing first-person game. You have combat, first, third person. You can shoot your batarangs, bat grapple, all of that kind of good stuff. Got decoupled head and movement, so you can freely look around while moving in another direction. It's fantastic, very immersive.
You've uncovered some bat cuffs. Well done. A little restraint can go a long way. You can avoid a fight altogether by sneaking up behind an adversary with a pair of cuffs. Also, by leaving him cuffed once you've knocked a criminal down, you can be sure he won't come back to pester you.
There are vehicle sections where you can drive the Batmobile, where you can fly the Batwing. Yeah, it's a great experience, Ed. If you, for all fans out there of the animated series, why haven't you played this? And if you played it flat, that's great. Why haven't you done this in VR yet? Do it now. Just do it the fuck now.
Sure, alright, let me get my Oculus.
Okay, so right off the bat, there are some nagging little issues with Dolphin VR and this game. So, unfortunately, and I've tried literally every combination of options that are there, I have tried. I cannot get cutscenes to render. I might render a corner of the screen, but that's it.
Ah, good batarangs. Of course you know how useful they are. Much better for disarming an enemy than knocking him out. Of course, with a little diligence and a handful of batarangs, you probably could render a grown man unconscious, but it is a bit wasteful. Very good, sir. You may want to use your cape for the return to ground level. By stretching it taut, you can glide quite a distance.
They're basically black screens, so that is a bit tough. Navigating the menus at the opening screen cannot happen. So what I would suggest here, guys, would be to...
Good show, Master Bruce. We'll move right along now to the use of the batarang. To strike with enough precision to knock a weapon from a man's hand, you'll need to take careful aim. With a little practice, you can strafe around your target without losing your aim. Once you have your target in your sights, the crosshairs turn red. You can practice your aim on these posts. Aim for the bullseyes.
Play it flat up until you get into the game. Then, save your state, get out, go back into VR and load your state, and then you'll be in the game. That's the only way around it. So, cutscenes, they don't work. In-game levels work fine, however, there is another issue, and that is black textures. I have no idea why this is. Again, I've tried every combination known to man within the Dolphin options.
Very good, Master Bruce. Perhaps now we should brush up on your fisticuffs, as it's so often the only common language between criminals and justice. Of course, you have a wide variety of the martial arts at your disposal. Perhaps you could practice a few attacks on the training post. You may find some of your opponents a smidgen more clever than a metal post. A healthy defense will make sure you're still standing after your opponent has been defeated. There are few men in the world as skilled in as wide a variety of martial arts as you, Master Bruce, but there is only so much you can practice at home.
For some reason, some textures render as black when you get up close to them. No clue why. No clue. Now, they don't really get in the way for me. I can kind of filter them out of my mind. I don't know. That is something to consider, the black texture issue. It's not very prominent, but it is there. You will notice it. Other than that, it does. It plays great. It's fantastic. Apart from some choppy audio here and there, again, I've tried to use the CPU override. I've gotten it very, very good by putting it to 30%, but still there is some choppy audio here and there in some sections. But other than that, it plays fine. Join us in the Batcave here as we do the training mission, and then we're going to take on Mr.Freeze. Well, we might not get that far.
Yeah, because he's shit.
Nicely done, Master Bruce. But fighting is not always the healthiest option. As you well know, with deep shadows and a little caution, you can slip past most opponents without resorting to your fists. If you hug the walls, you'll have a better chance of staying in the shadows and out of sight. By staying close, you can peer around corners without revealing yourself. A little foresight and a batarang or two can be a striking combination, as you can take aim around corners without revealing your position. Let's try a small test. Use your stealth skills to slip past this sentry post. If you can turn it off by the switch on the opposite side of the room, you'll have beaten the challenge.
Well, to be fair, I haven't played this game in over 21 years, and I am old now. So, you know, gaming has evolved, these controls haven't, so... Anyway. So yeah, have a look at this, see what you think. Leave any comments, suggestions, queries, criticisms, leave all of that kind of good stuff in the comments below. I will get back to you at some point. Okay, love you all. VRified Games out.
Yeah, VRified Games out. Standing display of Arrested Development. I go, you're like a 15-year-old over here. Shit.
Very good, sir. We'll move on to one final training sequence, this one to perfect your freefall. The challenge is to use your cape to slow or speed your fall as necessary. Trust yourself to grapple back to safety before you reach bottom. Wonderful, sir. That completes our training. You've done splendidly, Master Bruce. You never cease to amaze. I pity the criminal who comes between you and justice. If you need any more assistance, you'll always find Batgirl dutifully answering her communicator.
Find anything?
Just questions with no answers.
Try me.
Well, Toby was reported kidnapped to the police 4 days ago. Before that, nothing. Didn't go to school, wasn't even born. Same goes for Mary. I've got an address on the apartment she just moved into, and that's it.
That's impossible. Nothing else at all?
Not a thing. I don't know if you can save these people, Batman. They're already ghosts.
Show me Isaac Evers, or nobody gets out of here alive.
Batgirl. Mr. Freeze is looking for a doctor named Isaac Evers. Find everything you can on him.
The Prometheum guy? I remember him from television. A chemist, I think. I'll see what I can find.
Security. Sectors 1 through 9 have been compromised. Containment facilities are no longer stable. There is potential for all personnel evacuated. Security. Sectors 1 through 9 have been compromised. Containment facilities are no longer stable. There is potential for chemical hazard. Evacuate immediately. There has been a breach in security. Sectors 1 through 9 have been compromised. Containment facilities are no longer stable. There is potential for chemical hazard. All personnel evacuate immediately. There has been a breach in security. Sectors 1 through 9 have been compromised. Containment facilities are no longer stable. There is potential for chemical hazard. Security. Sectors 1 through 9 have been compromised. Containment facilities are no longer stable. There is potential for chemical hazard. All personnel evacuate immediately. There has been a breach in security. Sectors 1 through 9 have been compromised. Containment facilities are no longer stable. There is potential for hazard. All personnel evac immediately. There's been a breach in security. Sectors 1.